Ladies and gentlemen, that was an abrupt cut out of the song. But what's going on, boys and girls? It's your boy CaptNRetro. What's going on? And my homeboy EmceeMur. Say hey, buddy.
Greetings, everyone.
So we are trying to get some things handled here and take the show into new realms. Mur, tell the people what you think about the new setup.
Well, so far, it's leaps and bounds ahead of what we had last time, and it's all about bringing a higher quality each and every time. I realize there's going to be growing pains, and the stretch to be the best out there is a long and tedious one, and there's many more upgrades still to make. But as long as it's going up and not down, that's where I'm at with it. It's eventual progress in the interest of bringing you the best possible.
That's exactly what we're doing. We've tried to get some new software, some new programs, make it easier, make it look a little bit better, make it sound a little bit better, and hopefully it's working. We won't know until after we broadcast, though. We've done a couple tests today, and hopefully we've got the kinks worked out. But we've got some big news. That's why we're here today. I mean, we're here normally every couple weeks to do some podcasting and whatnot, but we got some big news, and we kind of want to wait for some folks to get into the chat. I mean, it's 8 o'clock. It's a little early for us. We normally go around 9, 10 o'clock. Uncle Strange is there. Shakita Daniels is in the chat. We could wait till a couple more get in there just in case. There's some big news, and we wanted to start off the top of the hour with my big news and an expose of sorts. Obviously, as you've known by the title, the Shady Underbelly of YouTube. I've done some... What do you want to call it, Mur? Soul searching? I did some soul searching. I did
soul searching, espionage, research, a number of different things.
Yeah. Honestly, after doing what we have done here, I felt a little bit. I wouldn't say justified is the word I want to use, but convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that not only is it going on and pervasive in the YouTube community, but people are buying views, they're buying subs, and they're buying clicks and likes, and I'm pretty sure you can tell by the numbers. Math doesn't lie. I can just tell you what happened with our situation here. So there's no yelling, Uncle Strange. There's no no name calling. We're not pointing any fingers. In fact, the only finger I'm going to point tonight goes back towards me. These two thumbs go towards me. So let's wait. We got 4 folks in the chat. If we can get up to 5, let's get up to 7 people. Can we get up to 7 people? Let's wait till to give the information till we get about 7 folks watching. That might help.
I'm only seeing 3 watching. Am I not watching the right thing?
Well, I'm seeing 4 over here. I don't know. Maybe there's only 3 watching. You never know.
And if you would like me to cut to another topic of mine, or if you have something else you want to discuss in the meantime while everybody shows up, feel free to do so. But we are on the clock, so
yeah, we are on the clock, and we've got things to do. So you know what? Fuck it. We'll just go at our own speed here in our own time, and we'll handle it like gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? All right. So 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I got into it with some other YouTubers, some people that are, colleagues and buddies, and a couple people that have helped us do things and helped my channel grow and do things. And I wasn't trying to start a fight. I just had an opinion, and it turned ill on me. And I don't want this to end up the same way. I don't want to be like, I don't want people to be like, fuck this guy and fuck this, because this was just an experiment, and you're going to see what I do with the experiment. But it proved to be simple. Number one, it was simple. I know a couple people in marketing and in the internet strategy world, people that run their own websites and do certain things. And it was pretty easy to, for $10, buy 5,000 views on a video without any kind of knowledge of, being hit by YouTube bots or being shut down or anything. The channel, the last episode of the CaptNRetro show, Season 3, Episode 1, now, technically, I did not want that video to be the one that we used the experiment on, but it ended up being just the one he grabbed off my page. I had told my buddy, hey, man, make something on my page go, give me 5,000 views. Let's just see what happens. I want to see if that's what people are doing. And from the numbers I can show, let me see if I can bring up a screen share, display capture. We'll do that. We need to back out of here. Holy crap, we went crazy. Okay. So let's go over here. We're going to open this up. We're going to delete that. We're going to embiggen this, and did that just take over the whole page there, Andy? It should have. It might take it a second for you to see it.
Yeah.
But that's me watching myself, so we're going to get off of that, and we're going to go to the CaptNRetro page. And I'll show you, the last video has an astronomical figure for the CaptNRetro show in views and whatnot. And it's down here. Let's just scroll down a little bit. Here it is, CaptNRetro show, Season 3, Episode 1. It's got 3.2 thousand views. The 0.2 is the correct number of views. Actually, this thing, now that I've loaded it up, it's over here, and it says it's got 3,459 views. With 133 likes and 14 dislikes. I'm pretty sure all the dislikes are genuine. You know, what are you going to do? There was at least 30 or so actual likes, but the thing I bought was 5,000 views and 100 likes. And it was simple for it to happen. It's still going through the process right now of collecting those 5,000 views. I don't know what the process of actually doing it is, but as you can see here by the numbers, this video of mine, I went ahead and did that. It's got some comments. People actually watched it. People liked it. But about 200 people initially watched that video. And it was that simple to go and buy views for something and pad your numbers and pad your stats. And what you're going to watch happen live right here is we're going to go into the Creator Studio and we're going to delete that video because it wasn't about getting the views or getting the things and having them and like using them. It was about seeing how simple it was to do this. And let me show you my face right now just so you can see how fucking serious I am. Where the hell did the broadcaster go? Sorry, I got Mur pulled up. We got that. We should have okayed that. I don't know if we're doing this right at all. I'm new here. There's Murcam. So Mur's up right there. Boom, boom. Scene 2 now. We're going to turn this display capture off. I don't think you're able to actually see what I was doing there because I didn't do it right. But let's open it back up. For some reason, this little part is not what you should be seeing. That's this. Now, you should only be seeing this right now. So we're going to go here to Creator Studio. We're going to go to the CaptNRetro Show Season 3, Episode 1. And we're going to delete it. Now, I am going to upload it again. And just for prosperity's sake, it's going to be on my channel. And if you care to watch it again, you're more than welcome to. It's one of the longer episodes. And it's chock full of other YouTubers' stuff. And that's kind of the reason I'm okay with it, getting that. Now, again, none of these views are real. These views were embedded in some type of click farm thing where people, you know, they have to click on something to clear off a screen, and that click counts towards a click view of this video somehow. I don't know how it's done. I don't know that part of it, but let's go in here and where are videos? Video manager. We're going to go in here and we're going to delete that video because those are unearned views and it's unearned view time towards my channel. And I just was testing the system to see how, number one, how easy it is, and number two, what the numbers bear out when you do something like that. Like so let's just say somebody with 100,000 subs goes and buys, you know, 100,000 views, or they've bought those 100,000 subs. Can you make a comparative estimate of how many views something has versus how many actual interactions it's had, you know, in the likes, in the comments, when there's 70,000 views of a video and 150 likes and 15, 25 comments? That's probably a pretty good indicator that that shit's embedded somewhere and someone else has clicked on it. Again, I don't know why that would make you do that and you'd feel good about doing something like that or thinking you're doing it right. And again, I don't know if it's monetarily feasible to do that. Like, if you're buying so many subs to make it where you can get paid on YouTube, where does the break point come at? But right here, I don't know if you can see this screen or not while we're doing it, but I'm deleting this video live. Let's click this little thing over here, and we're going to go down here. We're going to delete that video. It'll go back up later on tonight, but right now, boom, there it goes. There is no more 3,000 fake views or view time on my channel. All the experiment is over with, and actually, the real experiment is to see if it gets any more views now that it goes back up in a fair and real way. But that's how easy it is. Is that not crazy that, you know, people can do that and people do that? And this isn't the first video expose about people doing such things on YouTube. There are millions. If you type in buying subs or buying views, and go to YouTube. There's 1,000,000,000.com billion trillion videos that pop up, people doing it and experimenting with it and seeing what really works and what doesn't really work, and it's all bullshit. And what it's really taught me in the long grand scheme of things is, number one, if it hurt to watch something that I was really proud of. I'm really proud of that episode. I thought it was a good episode and fun. I didn't mean for him to grab that video. I wanted him to take one of my older videos that hasn't been viewed in a year and make it viral. You know what I mean? Go throw it 5,000 views. Just see what happens. See if it's even possible to do. And it is. And he just happened to grab the first thing that was on my page. And it was sad to watch that video, which I'm very proud of that episode, but it was sad to watch that episode get a lot of views that aren't real. So if you're doing that on the daily reg, you've got to be the saddest human on the planet if you really care about what you're doing. And I care about what I'm doing. I make stuff for me and the small group of people who watch it, and the bigger it gets, the happier I am. But again, like Drago, I fight for me, and I won't allow those numbers to stand on my page or have those numbers kicked up. None of my subscribers are fake. None of my comments are fake. None, you know what I mean? You won't see that shit on the CaptNRetro channel. You're only going to see my content made by me for me, and if you enjoy it, I appreciate you watching it. You know what I mean? That's what you should be. That's what you should take away from this is anybody can go buy subs, and it doesn't. No one is better than anyone else. If you have 1 million subs, you're not better than the guy with 5 subs. No one. Unless you're employed by Nintendo and you are paid by your real job as a journalist, and you went to journalism school and you've got a degree and you're an actual journalist, then that's when the opinion side of what happens here on the YouTube world, it should really matter. Or if you make great content and you didn't go, anyone's opinion can be valid and anyone's opinion can also be terrible. So you take everything with a grain of salt. Watch what you want to watch. Don't fucking watch what you don't want to watch. If you don't like something, click it, thumbs it down, but then have the fucking ball sack to go down in the comments and explain why you didn't like that thing. Tell people why you don't like stuff. Stand up behind yourself. View YouTube and use YouTube as you would use, as you would want it to be used. It's very much the golden rule. If you're on here to make friends and community and join this group of people and hang out and trades and do all the stuff that comes along with being part of this community, I lost my train of thought. Do it the right way. Do it the right way. That's what I'm saying. And it seems to me that there's a lot of people doing it the wrong way. And the numbers probably bear that out.
It is a reminder that this goes on. The unbelievable thing is not that it goes on. It's how easy it is to do. And
that it's allowed to go on, you know what I mean?
And that it's allowed to go on. That, I mean, because I guess YouTube's getting paid either way. A click is a click.
But here's what you do. You go pay $500 to get 10,000 subscribers. That way you can get free shit from the companies. So you can make your, you know what I mean? It's a system. I see why people would do it. And you pad your stats online so people, so the companies don't realize that you really don't have 100,000 subscribers. You've got 500 people that watch your show, but you're getting.
And you say that, but in the same breath, it's like I see why people would rob a bank too, but you shouldn't do that. That's a terrible thing.
Exactly. Again,
there's a reason behind why. And the thing is if there's no penalty, then of course all these people are going to do it. The issue with it is this removes the merit, the very notion that a channel can be grown organically. It begins to be perceived by everyone that, oh, well, this is what you do, so this is what I have to do. If it's that easy to do and it is that common knowledge, then, it's commonplace. We have to assume that the better percentage of successful YouTubers are probably involved in it.
Like steroids in baseball, everybody's on the juice. Yeah. You got to figure everybody's on the juice, so the playing field is
because the bar's been raised.
And the playing field,
right? If that's where the bar is, that's what these people.
Exactly.
They're either going to hurdle it or stay down here. We're content to stay down here. I mean, I want an accurate depiction of what I've done, of that organic growth. I need to know that all those numbers were people that really said, "Huh, I want to check this out." that's not worth very much apparently, but that was never why I was here anyway. And that may make me sound stupid that, hey, you could be getting paid if you just do this, but that's again, that's disturbing in that you would hope that a channel can reach millions of subscribers just by being good. I mean, TV shows get millions of viewers by being good. Movies sell millions of dollars worth of tickets because they're good. It just destroys everything we know about entertainment in general. Hey, I'm not entertaining, but I'll make sure and set something automatically up so that it looks like I am.
Right. And it's with that line of thinking, with like, it's the same thing as like, you can be a musician today if you've got a computer. Like, everybody thinks they've got the fucking ability to do it. And again, you might not like me, you might not like my face or my talent or what I consider my abilities, and you're more than welcome to your opinion. But to make it when you have faked it isn't making it. And you would know, if you have a fucking soul as a human being, it should crush your soul to know that's how you made it.
It doesn't for a lot of these people, though, I know, and I'm not talking about anyone in specific. I'm just talking about a generalized type of personality. The kind of person that has that entitlement or false sense of accomplishment is the kind of person that really does believe their own BS, and they really do. They think the whole thing as a whole is that accomplishment, and they have the ego from that. They really feel like they did something, because it is something.
Right.
It's not what they think it is, but it is something. And so in their mind, I guarantee you the people that are guilty of doing this still feel great about it, and they feel like they've really achieved something. Because on paper, they have. That's the whole point of it. But it's synthetic, and it's destroying the fiber of what should be a viable entertainment source that is YouTube. How much BS do you have to scroll through on YouTube until you find the one thing is like, okay, this is what I want to watch, and then it really may not be. You may click on that, and it was clickbait crap too, and it's just, oh, this isn't it either. God, it's just, and it's only increasing exponentially by the number of people that have no business being on here doing anything. While they do have the freedom to do it, they're doing it bad. It's destroying all integrity. If there ever even was any, there definitely isn't now. And it trashes all ideas of analytics because there's too many variables in there, not knowing who cheated and who didn't.
Exactly. And as Uncle Strange says in the comments, it makes YouTube sound like a pay-to-win mobile game. Loot boxes and loot crates. That's exactly what it is. I can go spend $1,000 and I could have 100,000 subscribers and, 50,000 views per video, and I could be taken seriously, whatever that means, on YouTube. And that just goes again. If there's one dirty pool player, then there's fucking a lot of dirty pool going on in that hall. If one guy's allowed to come in there and play dirty pool, then everybody else is gonna start playing dirty pool, and eventually no one's gonna want to fucking play pool at that place anymore. That
becomes the culture. That becomes the behavior. And then you just know here, that's how it's done.
Yeah. So
that's with anything, anywhere, any walk of life, any business, anything that has a standard practice. Once it's elevated to that, oh, this is how you do it. Now you do it this way. It's like microwave food versus home cooking cuisine. It's like, oh, but I can do this in 2 minutes. Why wouldn't I just do this? Because it sucks when you do it that way.
Right. And
cook me up something good.
And it should be completely unfulfilling. And it's just it reminds me of, I don't know, like the sad, like, kind of pretty girl who goes to Hollywood and doesn't make it and decides to do porn and then thinks that's like a famous job and then is dead like 5 years later from an OD. Like, it's just one of those situations. Like, you've just put yourself into a fucking barrel of wolves and expecting these things. And when you build a promotion based on falsehoods, then what the fuck is the point? Like, how the fuck can anyone? And again, I'm not saying anyone that I know has done this, or I have any proof that anyone has done this. I'm just saying it was that easy for me to fucking do it.
Yeah, no, your experiment's the proof.
I don't fucking know
if
what
it's
I'm
that
doing.
easy to do,
I don't know what I'm
sticking
doing.
your nose and flicking a booger, they're all doing it. They're all freaking doing it. You look at some of this crap, the guy doesn't even have the decency to tilt his freaking phone before he takes a picture of himself hammering a piece of dog shit in his front lawn trying to get views. You telling me that's got 45 million views? That's 45 million people that really need something better to do with their time. You telling me they're not doing that? They got to be doing it.
They gotta be.
If it's that easy to do, if it takes that little intelligence, I mean, your proof is that you did it.
And again, I have zero intelligence when it comes to YouTube. I don't know about fucking making tags and doing shit. I just know that I have friends who can make shit happen, and he did, and it blew my mind. It blew my mind, and it also made me extremely sad to watch something that I thought was one of my best videos so far, only because I shared my love of goofy YouTube shit in it. Like, it's the longest one because you don't have to sit and watch it, but in between each little pickup, there's a commercial made by some other creator on YouTube that I thought was hilarious, and I interwove it in the video, and it's one of those, like, it's a collab video without being a collab video. You know what I mean? Like, I gave props to everybody that I used their stuff from that I could find, and it's something that I shared, and I was very proud of, and had 220 some odd views before my homeboy hit me up and was like, okay, that thing's about to hit. You know, so it was doing well for my channel anyway, but it made me super sad to watch it do so well erroneously. And knowing the whole time
it's sad that all that exists.
And I got a couple, I had a couple people send me texts, hey man, that video has been watched a lot, hadn't it? The new one. And I'm like, yeah, it sure has. You know what I mean? I'm just holding out for Thursday because I knew we were going to blow it up on this thing. Like, the whole point of it was to expose it and see if it's possible. So it's possible, and everybody's fucking doing it, and you can bear by the numbers. If you've got, like I've got 1,000 subscribers, I get about 150 views per video on average when they first come up, and then over time in the next year or two it might be 300 views. There's a strange little circumstance of my videos that have popped over a couple thousand naturally. Not many of them, but you can see that it's a 10% mark off. There's if 100 people have watched it, 10 people have given it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. There's about a 10%, a 10% push everywhere. So 10% of the people watched it, actually interacted with it, and another 15, maybe 20 comments down in the box from people who actually watched the show and watch the show religiously or semi-regularly. If your channel has 20,000 views on a video and you've got 150 fucking likes, something's wrong. Something, you know what I mean? And if you've got that many fucking subs and you've got 25, 30 comments, and you've got that many subs on YouTube, but you go out and you have your Instagram or your Twitter, those numbers don't match it. It sounds like pay-to-win fucking Minecraft to me. And I'm not that Minecraft is pay-to-win, but you know what I mean? Pay-to-win gaming. And that's fine. Go ahead and do you, boo. Do what you're going to do. I can't stop
you, boo. But everybody's focused their hate and discontent on the demonetization when the real problem lies in that
people are scamming the system.
This exists. Demonetization is nothing. If you want all that, you're telling me right now I can go out and buy it. Just like a game with microtransactions, people will go and do that, and they'll make sure they get their win. It's the same deal there, and they'll expect you to recognize them. Oh, you just don't want to spend the money. Do. That's not the point, though. Of course, I don't want to spend the money, but again, now you can have it all with less integrity. Why does that sound like a good thing? If these people in their minds are really as good as they think they are, why did they think they ever needed that to begin with,
Right.
Maybe they couldn't get the numbers, but it's all the instant gratification. Obviously, it takes time. So,
I mean, yeah, it just goes to show that the entire fucking world is made of shade and everybody in it is pretty shady. Or you're not, and you're a stand-up kind of dude. And if you are a stand-up kind of dude, fucking thumbs up to you. Welcome to the club of stand-up fucking dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not many of us left, apparently. All right, so that's all we had to do about that rant. I wanted to, on live video, let everyone know what I had done and fucking delete that video from my channel. It will be going back up tonight. Give it a watch. It's fucking hysterical if you haven't seen it. And if you don't think it's hysterical, then you have severe emotional issues. Because you should think that's funny. What do you got, Murr? You got stuff on the docket today? I've got two little things.
And this was one this is a thing that we touched a little on when we were talking with Smash JT on the last episode. We didn't get into it, though, because it's kind of a can of worms, but we kind of touched on it when we were talking about RPGs, and I'm going to go full-blown into this right now. All Bandai Namco games, or at least most, you're going to give me most, are the same game reskinned. Okay? What does he mean by that? It's the same BS that Koei Tecmo is pulling with Dynasty Warriors. Every freaking game is Dynasty Warriors. Now, it may be Samurai Warriors, it may be Warrior Warriors, it may be Samurai Samurais, but it's all Dynasty Warriors. It may be Gundams with their puds hanging out, but it's freaking Dynasty Warriors. It may be Hyrule Warriors, but it was Dynasty Warriors, and I didn't ask for it. And to me, those games just bore the poop out of me. They're mindless, and I just don't get into them. Circling back to the point here, Bandai Namco games are becoming, or maybe, and I'm looking back and it turns out I guess they have been for longer than I give it credit for, mindless hack and slash BS, cleverly disguised as RPGs. We're about to see the launch of Seven Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia. If you haven't watched Seven Deadly Sins, fantastic anime. I would like to play a game of that, but guess what? It's Bandai Namco. So before I even look at the screenshots, I know what it is. It's a hack and slash with numbers. Whoopie frickin' do. Black Clover Quartet Knights. I don't even know what the hell that is, but it's Bandai Namco, so I don't even wonder what it is. I click on it immediately, and the first thing I see is this hack and slash crap format. That's the same with all the Tales games: Berseria, Exilia, Grufilia, Barsnaria, Tales of Glanschlamia, Tales of Bornschlornia, Tales of Bologna. They're all the same frickin' thing, disguised as RPGs, constant hack and slashing in the combat. There's no dodging, you just swing the thing. All your items are cupcakes, turds, cat ears, things that just make no sense. They're not weapons, they're not armors, but they have the same status effects of weapons and armors. It becomes very boring, because what are these items? What the hell are these? Why even categorize them if they're not what they're supposed to be acting as? These are third-person action games, senselessly overcomplicated for what they are, and incorrectly categorized as RPGs. And it's inexcusable. There are rare instances where a Bandai Namco game is not that. I realize they do Dark Souls, Ni no Kuni, but look at Ni no Kuni 2. Have you looked at it? I'm getting cold feet. It's hack and slash, even worse than the first one. It doesn't even look like it's turn-based now. This is an action game. Is that a bad thing? Yes, when you said it was an RPG. It's not one. Just because I have a menu with some items in it, that doesn't cover it. And don't take up all these properties, is what I'm saying, if you're going to make them all the same game. Contra's a great game. Would you want every game to be Contra with a skin? That would get boring really quick.
Exactly.
And I will give you a moment to rebut, and then I have a great cap-off thought for this one. And all of you in the that are watching, give me your thought on Bandai Namco stuff. I'm going to tell you what, Sword Art Online, the frickin' Attack on Titan looks like it is. I mean, I could go on. And these are some great animes that they've made games out of, and they call them RPGs, but they're just hack and slashers that come in $10 beneath the retail and hit the bargain bin so fast that it'd make a jackrabbit fart. It's absolutely ballistic. I cannot believe that that's the best they can do. About, hey, we'll just make every game like this. It's the same game. It's the same game. And it's boring as hell. It's closed in. It's not open world. It's just swinging a sword. I mean, we left this back in the 16-bit era, and it was appreciated then. This is not what we're being told we're getting. You look at these Tales games, and you think they're these humongous, whimsical RPGs. They're Duke. They're frickin' Duke. They're hack and slash Duke. It's Duke. And they're turning Final Fantasy VII into it, not Bandai Namco, but that's what the remake is. It's going to be that format. Final Fantasy 15 was that format. A little more complicated than just that, but still, no longer turn-based. And that is not acceptable. This is not a role-playing game, because on that logic, everything's a role-playing game. Track and field's a role-playing game. I'm playing the role of this guy running. I'm over it. Leave those properties alone. If you want to make the same game every time, pick one property and do it.
I don't. I honestly, I don't really play a whole lot of Bandai Namco stuff. Dynasty Warriors doesn't appeal to me. They make the Power Rangers stuff. Am I wrong?
Namco? That's very possible.
They make Pac-Man.
That's one property I haven't looked at.
I play Pac-Man. But that's
not... Now, Namco itself, let me back up.
Yeah.
Namco itself, that's different. Bandai Namco, this publisher as a whole, this is what I don't know who's making these games. I'm just saying they're all coming out the same cookie cutter format of a closed faux open world, hacking and slashing with little numbers that come up to make you, it gives it an RPG feel. Items that are not what they're supposed to be, like, you know, headbands and necklaces and sunglasses. And it's like, give me a sword and some armor. What is this crap? I mean, Jesus. I could go on and on. And again, to cap this off at the end, if anybody's even thinking this guy's out of his mind, Koei Tecmo is currently working on Dynasty Warriors 9.
I was thinking you were out of your
9?
mind.
Do you need 9 of these things? I mean, we barely need 9 Rocky movies, although we'll take it. But we actually like those. Why do we need 9 Dynasty Warriors? And if you count all the other ones that weren't actually called Dynasty Warriors, this is really Dynasty Warriors 48.
You know, run the shit to the ground. That's the way of the future. It's the same thing with rap music and all. Everything is like run the same chorus 50 times. Let's run the same game 94 different ways.
Well, go ahead, but just pick one property. Don't take all these properties up if you're just going to put a skin of that property on your already tired and boring format. And my point in bringing this out is, am I alone? Am I just the one that doesn't like this and everybody else wants to do hack and slash? I'm tired of hearing people say that. Hack and slash. Are you really does it have to be a hack or a slash? The only two things I can do with a sword? Tired of hearing about it, man. Tired of hearing about that crap. I'm tired of there being no real turn-based RPGs coming out because they think that's a tired old format that nobody wants to play. It wouldn't be a genre if it was never good. Keep them coming.
Yeah. So I realize now that you're talking here for a minute that we've been live on 2 separate streams because the captain's a moron, and you're right. I was running to events and stream now through Restream, so we're live on 2 channels. We got people in both comment sections. NES Addict's over in one. He's in the wrong one. Uncle Strange and NES Addict. Why don't you got whoever's in?
Yeah,
this
I didn't see them. That's
jump over to the. Let's try and convince one. I don't know if I can even stop one while they're live, but. Might as well run both.
I wouldn't. That's
I'm just asking for trouble, messing with the shit like that.
Typical Restream, but don't blame Restream. It's YouTube, and I've got that on the docket too. If you want to talk about, I don't want to talk about. That'll be another episode. But my God, what a bunch of counterintuitive, useless horse manure designed by somebody that dropped out of some freaking Jerry Springer college. Billions these clowns are making.
Over here playing my douche flute while we're live. Douche flute. Okay.
Well, that was a big one on my docket. What else have you got, Kevin?
I've got just a little bit of news. 2 quick things. We've got a release date for Red Dead Redemption 2.
I saw that.
October 26, 2018. That's awesome. My loins have girded, and I am ready to go back into the field of battle with my homeboys in Red Dead Redemption. Love that game. It's amazing stuff. I love Red Dead Revolver, too. If you haven't played the original on PS2 or Xbox, do yourself a favor. Check out Red Dead Revolver. A little bit different of a game, obviously. Nowhere near as powerful and cool, but it's a terrific series. Rockstar can basically do no wrong. But let's not say that out loud because they will start doing wrong. Knock on wood. Rockstar is pretty awesome. And the other thing was there's not going to be a virtual console on the Switch, apparently. What is going on there? They've set an online release date for having online capability, but they're not going to do a virtual console. Thank God for hackers.
Well, Smash talked about that today, and he was getting at there, touching on maybe bringing out cartridges and compilations, and I'm actually more okay with that than I am digital when you think about it. We've been forced into yet another memory size challenged system where, only so much is going to be digital, digitally possible without buying additional storage. I think that might be kind of cool to have some Contra and some Mario on cartridge again if they want to throw things at us that way. But God, you just never know with these guys. But Smash did a really good video on that and kind of set my mind at ease aside from the actual topic itself, because on the surface, it really sounds like a horrific thing, but it may be the opportunity for something as cool or cooler. I'm trying to think positive.
Right,
I don't do that much.
I mean, I dig it. I'm down for multi-carts. If they do that route, they put a bunch on a cartridge and put them all out, or if they, again, thank God the hackers have showed up already. People have already hacked the system. You can put anything you want on it already. What are people worried about?
John says he bet you a nickel that Red Dead Redemption 2 pushes. Too soon to be true. It could be. I mean, they could be pushed out a little bit. And if it is, I'm always okay with that when they do that, because I am in no hurry for new games right now. Well, but that's a good wager.
When did the first one come out? Because I feel like it's been long enough to have had a sequel.
Oh, it is. It's just a question of how long has a sequel been in the works.
Well, I think since day one, that shit was a sellout on day one, dude. I'm sure they were immediately signed the ink on that contract to get work on part 2. You know how Rockstar runs different studios, and they're all like, "You guys keep working on this while we're over here doing this, and 8 months down the road, we'll be done with that, and we'll get it to this team." And next thing you know, 3 different Rockstar groups have made one fucking amazing game. So I don't know. You could be right. Everything gets pushed. All good things get pushed. But push it back and push it back, way back, if it needs to be pushed back to save it from being a shit game. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let that happen.
Yeah, I'd rather not have it than have it be crap. So that's my only 2 other little points. You know, again, if you missed the beginning of the stream and it's because I was on two different streams going, everybody saw the same stream, but I've been missing some chat from one of the other ones. I'm an idiot. I'm crossing the streams. According to Hidden Game Room, we are crossing the streams. We're also on Twitch live as well, but I don't think we have one viewer over there on Twitch. The captain doesn't do a whole lot of stuff on Twitch. Go back and watch the first 15-20 minutes of this stream if you want to hear the bombshell. The bombshell got dropped, and it's worth listening to. I think it's a pretty decent rant and a good little story. So, what else you got, Mur?
Well, let's see what we've got here on there. I wanted to talk about, I don't like it to be all negative, talk about some things that Microsoft is doing right. John mentions here about Crackdown 3 being pushed out. That's an exclusive that's on the way. And we've got Sea of Thieves coming, which is on the way, which I'm kind of on the fence on. And I'm always talking bad about Microsoft because, I mean, my Xbox doesn't always make me a happy camper, and they just don't, God help them, there's just not much going on over there. But I want to talk about some things they're doing right. And one of those things is the auto updating. Now you can say, wait a minute, Mur, my PS4 auto updates? Yeah, every 3 seconds of your frickin' life. My PS4 lives in rest mode, and it's never done updating. When it's done updating, there'll be an update. It's the update station. It never frickin' stops. It is never ready to be played. I have never gone on my Xbox once and seen an update in progress or in a queue waiting for me to do something to it. And it doesn't stay in a rest mode, then I know I turned the damn thing off. I don't know how it does it. Right? They call me a caveman or an idiot. I don't know how it does it. It's just always updated. So that's one thing they're doing very well. And something else they're doing extraordinarily well is this intelligent backwards compatibility. And what do I mean by intelligent? We're going to talk about that. PlayStation, they know backwards compatibility not. I mean, you can't even play PS2 games on most PS3 systems. I mean, it just, you can't do anything with a PS4. So unless it's digital, which is a pain in the butt. So by intelligent backwards compatibility, I mean this. Yeah, they're giving us some original Xbox titles now, as well as 360 titles, and that's really cool. But I want you to dig this for me real quick. I want you to dig this.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Hidden Game Room wrote, it sounds like a record is skipping. This is cool. He must be listening to both streams at the same time. I'm sorry, it made me laugh. Keep going.
And I only just recently figured out how it did this, but I had actually played an original Xbox game on my 360. It was Sid Meier's Pirates for the original Xbox. That's now backwards compatible, all right? I get on my Xbox One the other day, and it's on there, and it's downloaded, and it's ready. It's like, how the hell did you know I wanted to play Pirates? How the hell did you know I even had it? It's on there. So not only is that available, it's pulled it on there. It's already on there for you. That is intelligent to me. That's really raising the bar. And it's just, everybody's got their hand out on backwards compatibility. If it even exists, they're just giving it to you. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. If it knows you played a game on 360, chances are it's going to, if you've installed it on there, which a lot of games back then I did, it's yours. Just pull it down. I've traded in a lot of physical stuff to GameStop. Just here, take it. I don't need this anymore. It's on my hard drive. That's one thing they're doing very well. NES Addict says that my Contra C is so dope. See, thank you so much. I was hoping somebody would notice that. I worked very hard on it. It took all of, 3 minutes? But I knew that's what I wanted. I had a vision for that thing. But, yeah, to me, those are two very huge things that make this... People are, why would you want an Xbox? I'll tell you why you would want it. There's a lot of user-friendly stuff that goes on there that's not going on Sony. We're so quick to give Sony so much credit for things. And I'm not dissing on them. You know I love my PS4. I love it very much, and I've got more games for it than I do for anything. But the Xbox, we got to give the old girl more credit than we do. Everybody calls it a trash box and all this and says horrible things about it. It's like, no, ease up. Because there are some things that it is doing very well that PlayStation could either start doing or be doing better, that they could improve upon.
Well, in the future, it'll all be one massive corporation when Disney buys everything out. So, I don't know why we're having these console wars and these worries. Disney will own Sony and everybody before it's fucking over with. Just know it.
And back to the exclusives again. You said you played the Sea of Thieves demo, is that correct?
The Sea of Thieves, yes. Just
some of your thoughts on that briefly before we get into the next thing.
It looked like Wind Waker style, cell shaded pirate shanty town graphics. The ocean water was incredible and fun. It seemed to be plug and play. Like you jump in and boom, you're in a game. If you got some friends in the game, which we did, we were running around with a couple people we knew. It was on my brother's Xbox. I was over at his house the other day. He had a beta access to it or whatever, and we had ship battles, and I looted this little island, and we got a couple pirate fights, and it's cartoony, Fortnite-ish. It's Fortnite.
I mean, I like that about it. It's just when it got all online only, to me, it started to lose its identity, and I started backing away because I don't want an MMO. Is that what we're getting here?
It's quite possible.
I mean, I hate to ask that question. Like, I don't know, but it's
I don't really play.
I really don't. I don't think they know what this is going to end up as.
I don't
whole.
play a lot of MMOs. Is that what? That's like Warcraft and stuff, right? Like where your character's just grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding forever in an online world.
Where it's just it's an online only thing, and
occasionally there's like group battles you can go do and stuff against like AI enemies, but this seemed to be like it was all people, all for all. One for all, every man for himself in a big ocean map. And I played maybe 20 minutes of it, so if there's building aspects, there was definitely like collecting of items. You needed wood, so if there was, it's kind of Minecrafty. If the ship got a hole blown in it, you had to go patch the hole up with some planks of wood and run over and take care of stuff and light load the cannons and light them and shoot them. And there was 3 people on our little boat. I was trying to steer the boat, and other guys were firing the cannons at people. And it was fun, man. Like I had a good time dicking around with it. And the cool, like Fortnite, you can run up to people and dance or wave or whatever. But this one, you pull out an instrument and you're playing like this old timey like harpsichord thing, and you're playing all these pirate shanties. And it was quite breathtakingly beautiful to climb up to the crow's nest and play this old pirate shanty on my fucking accordion.
I mean, it sounds great, man. It's just these online games only end up being as fun as the community will allow them to be, and we all know what's in a gaming community. It brings out some of the worst of the worst. So I hope it can lean a little bit more on its own functionality and less on online participation. And not that it's not going to have plenty, or maybe it won't. I don't know, but right. I hope that it's got enough of its own. I always use Defiance as the model because to me it's like the greatest MMO of all time. It had such a great in-game campaign that allowed you to just ignore all the other people around you and do the game your way, and then interact at your leisure. So few games allow for that. They're totally dependent on the other people playing the game, and you're going to lose every time on that because people stink. Gamers stink. MMO gamers just, God, it's some of the worst people you can get into playing games. It's so heavily troll laden. You're almost guaranteed to lose interest or to have a bad time with it.
Right. And
circling back to Crackdown 3, I'm a big fan of Crackdown from like Crackdown, like Sega Crackdown.
OG Genesis.
I've got it on my Atari ST. That's how old that is. So I'm interested. I definitely am.
Is it? It's not. Is that the same series, or is it just a new? I always thought that was its own like series.
It's the same name, but we're pretty far detached from what Crackdown was originally. But if this is kind of open world sci-fi, machine guns and stuff, hopefully they got something good coming for us. I mean, like John was saying, it's been pushed out so many times. They've had more than enough time to deliver.
The first one was like superhero cops, right? Like you're a cop and you keep powering up and you can jump on buildings and superhero shit, right? It's kind of like
the originals on 360, yeah. And the really ancient ones was a top-down thing where you were like disarming bombs and setting them, and same kind of idea though, that you're like a task force or something like that taking on the enemy. So pretty neat game.
Yeah, I dug it. I dug the ones that were on the 360.
What else have you got on the agenda?
That's all, man. I mean, again, my main point tonight was to come out and blow the lid off of my last video and why it had so many fucking views as opposed to what my normal videos get. And again, I've had a couple streams that were big time. I've got a Dragon Con video that I took live. It was live footage at Dragon Con, just walking around that day, and it's had almost 3,000 views, by itself, just because it's a Dragon Con video. I've had a couple big streams of like Resident Evil and a thing I did of the Super Bowl last year when the Falcons got beat. I streamed, a sim of the game, and it's had like
on Madden, yeah,
Madden on. So it's a stream of the game playing itself. But my videos, the CaptNRetro show, I think there's a couple that have hit 500 or 600 views. That's about the max they're gonna get, and that's over the course of a year. So it was really a response to the YouTube thing of, demonetization. You need this many hours and this many minutes. Well, people are fucking buying these things. How hard is it to do it? How easy is it to accomplish this? Oh my God, I didn't have to do anything? Okay. You know what I mean? Technically, I didn't even pay the guy. It's a buddy of mine. He just did it. So,
that's nuts.
You know what I mean? And it was something that there was a price chart to pick what I wanted. It was kind of like going into a whorehouse. Here's the menu, and take from 2 of these and 1 of these over here and see what we can do. And that's pathetic that YouTube not only, number one, can't police that shit. It's deeply embedded in fucking some kind of porn link. So, when you click on a porn video, you're watching the CaptNRetro show without knowing you're watching the CaptNRetro show. That's ridiculous. It doesn't help my channel at all. It didn't bring me 1 sub. It didn't get me any new comment. It didn't give me anything that I didn't pay for. And what's the fucking point? Other than to pad your stats and make yourself feel better about what you're doing, I guess, online, or con fucking companies into sending you free shit to review. So, and if that's your goal, go ahead, fuck those companies. If they're too stupid to figure it out.
And it's important to know that you're not saying that that's the only way to do it.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying.
We know that there's people that legit make it, and they're good at what they do. They deserve every bit of what they have. It's just you got to admit that if this exists, then there's going to be a lot of people that do it. If there's any way to cheat at something, people cheat at something.
Yeah, it's the best analogy was made earlier that it's pay to play. It's in-game fucking loot boxes, and you're paying to play YouTube basically.
You said something a little earlier about Minecraft being pay to win, and then you backed up and said, "Well, it's not pay to win." Let's pull forward again on that just a little bit.
Is it pay to win? Because I don't play.
Maybe
Minecraft.
It's not pay to win, but while we're on Microsoft, I do like to do the compliment sandwich. We're going to get to the bottom bun here, the heel, as they probably call it. Mojang, however you want to pronounce it. Microsoft, of course, is now at the steering wheel of all this with Minecraft, but Minecraft is now loaded up with senseless microtransactions. Senseless. For dumb player modes and maps. A lot of which, these are things that were fan created. They're selling you somebody else's crap, pretty much. And it all sidesteps the game purpose. My daughter plays Minecraft like crazy. It's something that I have to deal with a lot in our house. Minecraft stuff's everywhere. And I like the game, but not for the reasons the kids are playing them. There's coin packs, transactions. The prices of what you're buying always leaves an odd amount left over, forcing the next purchase. It all reeks of the same, this is just freaking digging into my pockets. And, they have the Minecraft story mode, which is like a Telltale game. It is a Telltale game. And this is the way they do it. They put out the season pass disc at the beginning. Hey, this will have all the episodes. It won't. But this has all the episodes. Then it'll miss the last 3 episodes of the season, so that you have to go buy those separately. Or if you wait long enough, you can buy the actual season pass disc that has it all at the very end. You're forced to, in order to make an economic decision, wait to play the game after everybody else, because they're trying to hold half of it almost for ransom. You know, they're selling these microtransactions equaling upwards of 70% of the game's retail. And my question is this: does a game that is more than best-selling really have to be so underhanded in its practices? And obviously, again, just like the YouTube cheating we just talked about, if they can do it, they're going to do it. Same reason a dog licks his frickin' balls. But let's get down to it. I'm going to ask the consumer now. I'm going to ask the kids, why y'all don't want to play this game the right way? Why don't you play this game the right way? Most of them play in creative mode where you're not even playing the game anyway and you have all the items. Have you ever played Minecraft before?
Briefly. I mean, maybe like a couple hours worth. I dug into the ground and I kept getting killed by this zombie thing that kept rising up out of the ground that I couldn't get away from. And I was like, this game's dumb.
The first time I played it, I was on there probably 6 hours. I mean, I was just so into it. The feeling of isolation you would get in these deep caverns, knowing that there's bad stuff on the other side. I can't get back out. I'm going to have to dig my way out. I'm running out of food. I'm running out of daylight. There's a real game in there. And these kids are playing something where they're playing basketball with an ocelot while hurling dookie at a monkey, and it's all just make-believe. They're not really, they're just imagining things. I know that's what kids do, but you're paying money to do it. Do you ever remember paying money to make up a game with your G.I. Joe figures? I mean, that's basically what we're talking about here. I'm paying to use my own imagination. And, you know, Molly loves buying these maps, and, okay, $1.99 here, $3.99 here, whatever. And I'm into the mashup packs and the skins. That's kind of cool. But now it's getting a little bit ridiculous. I'm not paying to play some other doofus's map that he built. Build your own dadgum map.
That should be free. That should be like Mario Maker. Like Minecraft should be a Mario Maker situation where you can just jump into anybody's world and download anybody's different map.
I'm glad you said that, because that was the analogy that I didn't even remember to bring up. What if you had to pay for every Mario Maker level you decided to play on that? Would you play it?
No, I wouldn't have bought that game.
Would you play it for more than 5 minutes?
I wouldn't have bought that game.
So how in the world can Minecraft just... Why do they need to do this? They've hung the moon. You have officially hung the moon. Why the hell resort to such underhandedness? I guess because you just say, more money, more money, more money. But eventually you lose your credibility. And now you're going to get to a point where it's like, okay, now here's this thing. Nah, we don't want any more. Ask Activision. Ask the Skylanders. Ask all of them how that works out when you push the envelope. Watch what happens. You end up in the bargain bin at Christmas for 25 cents a piece. That's where the Skylanders were this year. Bye-bye. You're no longer relevant because you got greedy. It can happen to anyone. That's my point.
It most certainly can.
No one's Teflon. No one.
But, you know, that's just the state of the union. You want the state of the YouTube union? You got it here tonight. In the first 20 minutes of the podcast, we were in the State of the Union address. We got about 5 minutes left. Murray, you got anything else you need to talk about, or you got to promote? You want to shoot anything out you've been doing?
Well, as always, you know, we've got Tuesday night live streams every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. That's going to continue to be a thing. I've got some fun new tabletop RPG items that we want to do some reviews on and take a look at, just as a fun little sidestep for the channel. You know I'm a dungeon master. You know I'm a big-time D20 roller. And you and I have talked about bringing live D&D to the channel again this year. I know that's been kind of sidestepped for a while, but that's still going to happen. We're still going to make that work.
Your super sperm ruined that whole fucking plan, making them babies with your Superman sperm.
These things happen. So, yeah, there is some things in the works. Hopefully there'll be some more yard sale findings soon enough. I haven't got to hunt as much as I like to here lately, but things are going to pick up when things start getting a little warmer out there and people start coming out of the woodwork. And we've got a lot of day one stuff coming up. We've got Kingdom Come Deliverance on the 13th of February. That's the next one coming up. Our first launch title, I think, of this year is going to be that. Very excited about it. And then we've got a humongous March in April as far as unboxings. and day one live stream. So lots of great stuff coming your way on the EmceeMur Show. If you're watching and you are not already subscribed to the EmceeMur Show, we're going to need you to go over there and subscribe to the EmceeMur Show, that you can watch all these fantastic and wonderful occurrences as they come to you in stunning, brilliant HD, retina burning, you name it. We're bringing it all.
I love it. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the Talking Retro podcast this week. Like, comment, subscribe. That stupid shit that I'm not going to sit here and scream at you. Again, experiment and test the boundaries of your world and your reality, and you'll find out most of the time that you're probably the one who's doing it the right way.
That's good advice.
That's how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, do you, and don't worry about the bullshit. And when I get the next 110,000 minutes in real time view minutes that I need, I'll be able to remonetize again, and we'll take it back from there. As it stands, I started a Patreon, which was, why not? When you got 1,000 subscribers, you're allowed to do such things, and you might as well do it. So I did, and I now have 2 subscribers. I'd like to take a shout out to Mike Cook. Mike Cook watches all the time. He's not watching right now, but he's always on my show. He's been a subscriber of mine since probably the first 10 people. Amazing. And Shane Wall, who also has his own show. Mike is just a YouTuber, as far as I know. Doesn't really make a channel, but just watches stuff. And Shane is on the First Strike podcast, and up as a buddy with Brandon Friesen, who was in the chat earlier. He just came here for the porn, he said, which is, you're not going to get the porn here. You have to go to the porn to be able to get the click, if you know what I'm saying. So, anyway, awesomeness, and I'm making more money with those 2 guys giving me a donation per month than I was at all with revenue. Revenue wasn't the problem. Again, it wasn't about how much money I was making, because I'm not making any money. It was about the fact that you just cut my legs off and I can't make money from that revenue source. That's where I was upset about the whole situation. And again, it's neither here nor there. Just do what you do, and that's all I can do anyway, is just do me. And all this has done is bolster the fact that I'm right in doing that. You know what I mean? That's the way to do it, and I would feel shitty about myself if I went that other route. If I took steroids and was hitting baseballs out of the park, I'd feel shitty about myself.
Well, I've looked at so many creators, especially here recently with, Smash showcasing a lot of channels and whatnot. I've seen some people that I didn't know were out there. And, I'm always looking around and networking anyway. But I've seen so many folks that are definitely not getting the attention they should be getting. But I see so many people, and this is an important one, doing stuff leaps and bounds ahead of what I'm doing. And that's exciting to me because it inspires me. It lets me know what the next level is. It gives me ideas about how I can get there. And I just challenge each and every one of you to think, what is your next level? This is gaming, right? What is the next level? How do I get to the next level? And I don't mean next level like success on YouTube. I mean the next level of you. What is something that you want to upgrade? How can you make your product better? And what steps are you taking to make sure you get there? Of all the New Year's resolutions, that's definitely one on my list. How do I make the EmceeMur Show look better, sound better? And it's exciting. I don't look at it as a problem or as something to be down about. It's like, hey, we could do this. People are doing this. I could do it. What's the next thing that I'm going to do? What upgrades am I going to make? And it's just, that's the kind of things that get you excited, invigorated about doing this, and just putting stop worrying about the numbers. Let's make cool stuff and let's enjoy it.
Right. And again, we are like, that was just we have said the same thing
Smash
all
is
night.
here, by the way.
Yeah,
Smash he just got done reviewing a really killer game, the Mercenary Saga on the Switch. That's a tactics RPG. Definitely looks like my jam. I was glad to get a first look at that. That's an exciting looking piece of software there. I like squares.
Very cool. But like I said, we're working with our technology and trying to make this show better every time we put it out. So I know that we still have a hurdle that we have to make over getting the video feed from Mur's side of the world to be better, but hopefully we've adjusted the sound and solved that problem tonight. So y'all let me know how it sounds in the comments. Thanks again for checking out New CaptNRetro show. New CaptNRetro show this weekend. I promise. I've got some stuff in the works. I've found a whole bunch of shit lately, so it's about to come back in full force, and we're gonna keep doing it. And we're gonna just keep live streaming and doing this stuff and podcasting at least once a month, if not twice a month, and get the stuff out there. So for EmceeMur and your boy CaptNRetro, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out.